So it's another chilly morning. I think it was supposed to hit 49 this morning. It's probably like 53, 54 right now though. Our plant tag should come in today so we can start tagging up like the Illinois everbearing mulberries and a bunch of other stuff as we do cuttings. I'm trying to inquire about getting a larger Peruvian apple cactus, because mine that I planted a few years ago it's got two little, whatever you call them, globular tops or whatever. I don't know what you call them in a cactus, like a column cactus. And it's probably only like 10 or 12 inches tall. It's not very big around. I would like to go ahead and get a big giant mature cutting or rooted plant so that it maybe grows a little bit faster and produces fruit a little bit faster, or at least flowers, and we can see if we have pollination here or if the variety is self-pollinating. There, JJ's helping out, huh? Big boy, look at that. Woo-wee, you got it dug deep, don't you? What are we gonna plant in there? This is a banana circle.
Yeah, we're planting a banana circle.
So this is gonna be a half circle, basically. It may be 4 foot at the longest section. I did not think we'd get this far, but probably another hour or less of working and we'll have this dug out pretty good. Possibly the banana planted here, or dwarf namois. We'll see, but maybe we should go ahead, finish this up and get some stuff down there, though. Some of our pine trunks and maybe sticks and leaves and all that good stuff. Maybe throw some magic soil on top. As you can see over here, I sort of created a little shelf there to stand on so that I can dig deeper. And I probably will dig that out as well. And we'll start putting logs in there. Got a nice surplus of pine right here. And probably some more in another place. But this is our biggest pile here. All right, so we got our first log there. Not sure if it's going to stay there, if we're going to adjust it a little bit. Like I said, possibly dig out that more, pack it as tight as we can on that bottom layer, full of these logs, big ones, small ones, whatever. Of course, it's not going to hold too many based on being like a half-size banana circle, but hey, this will give us a chance to see if it works in a smaller capacity and maybe do a larger one. Maybe do a larger one on round 2. It's been a few hours, and I took the avocado, dragon fruit seedlings, and stuff back outside. Even if we get a little bit cooler weather, and you probably hear the one that was just digging on the video screaming because his older brother is watching something on TV and he wants to watch something else. But back to this. Anytime we have plants indoors, we're running fans, we're running ACs, we're running heaters, or whatever, you are always dehumidifying and drying out the soil. And a lot of these are dried out. Some of them still have some moisture. I may have put that avocado in upside down because it looks like there's like a little root right there. Maybe we need to cover that up with some dirt. So yeah, a lot of the soil is already dried out, so we need to kind of water them when they have some warmth and sunlight outside. This guy looks like it's still moist, but most of them are pretty dry. So we got some rainwater in like a milk or whatever jug. Just put a little bit of rainwater on all of these guys. And this here is that first avocado GHB that has sprouted for us this season. Probably about 3 inches. There's jackfruit. There's a new sprout. So 1, 2, I think maybe 3 there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At least 9. I could probably dig around here and maybe find more. So we got at least 9 jackfruits that are coming out. I pulled this little shish kebab stick out of this mountain guava or cherry guava, and I put a full bamboo stake there. I just lightly tied it up. It may need a little bit more help there to kind of keep it up, but hopefully it'll help it grow upwards instead of, slanting, maybe breaking in the wind or something. So we got it kind of in a little bit of sunlight, a little bit of shade. Hopefully we can make it happy. And this guy, I did 2 months ago or so, I did not know these guys even existed. I knew that there were probably a lot of tropical and some subtropical fruits that haven't tried, haven't heard of. All kinds of guavas from India, Thailand, maybe Malaysia, and a variety of other places. But I've never heard of this one before. And there's probably a lot of the Eugenia plants as well that I haven't ever heard of, or they're just too tropical for me to consider growing. So right now we're going to move a lot of these plants that we're rooting or that we just put in pots from the ground, mulberries, loquats, and a couple other things, into a more shady area, a little bit more wind protected as well. And we got our little wagon here to do that. Alright, so here's our first load going in, and these mulberries definitely seem to have taken a beating just from the stress of moving everything. Load number 2. Here's load 3. We had another mulberry that was kind of hidden, and you can see a lot of these loquats and stuff are drooping, so maybe putting them in the shade will make them a little bit. Alright, I think that's the last load, and we do have some other plants over here and stuff that, like house plants and all, that may not like a super sun, but it is the fall. I think those sweet potatoes will probably do fine with whatever sun we get. That starfruit, it's in nursing mode. We don't know if it's going to live or die because all the hair roots, if there were any on it, broke off when we were getting it. We may need to take it in there. The chaya is a little stressed out from the sun. I definitely am going to keep an eye out on the red hybrid Jabota Cabas. But, there's still a loquat right there behind this that's really perked up and looking good. So if it's not stressed out, I'm not going to move it. Alright, so here's the patch of stuff that's likely to be stressed out from the sun. Got it well shaded here. A little bit of dappled sunlight. Right, Jonathan? Right. Just come back to this hole, and you can see it's probably 3 foot or less, and it's filling with water. So I was so surprised that, we hadn't hit water before that, because, a week or two back, we couldn't even get Natalie out of the yard. All right, are you going to dig like JJ did? Need some help? Woo! All right, try to pull the dirt onto the hill. Whoop, we just lost it down there. Probably hard to film and help them do this. Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
I'm basically having to sit on the ground here. And then I'm in my pajamas because it was a cool morning, but probably should get in the shorts. I told Jonathan here, I said, if I sit here too long, it's going to look like I peed or pooped on my pants here, because I'm sitting on a bunch of wet dirt here. But this is easier to sit on the ground and do this, on this last platform. This is the platform I was digging on, so we kind of got to just take that platform out. And yeah, it's not going to be as big as what most people make, but it's going to be a nice experiment to see what it does. All right, so Jonathan said, just do it as is. Don't dig any more out. So we're just going to throw a couple more logs in there, see how many we can get in there. And then we got to figure out how to get smaller pieces, maybe some leaves and other stuff. Well, that's what it looks like so far. We need to get some more in there, though. All right, so we still could probably put a few more in there. Try to get smaller pieces packed in them little holes if we can find more. But if we don't have pine, we might have something else. We got a little bit, I think, of cherry laurel there, but we probably need to go around the yard, see what's rotted, easy to put in there. And, we may even have to rake a bunch of leaves, to eventually put more stuff in there and get smaller sticks, yada, yada, and pile it up with maybe cherry laurels or, You know, maybe some Mexican tithonia, maybe some elderberries that we, you know, cut and just lay it over that area. Big chunk of something that's dense and mostly rotted. It could be like box elder, or it could be red maple. I doubt it's tallow. Well, we're gonna have to move that with the shovel. Well, I got some sticks in this pile I can pull out. If they're rotted enough, I can break them and put them in the little holes and try to make it a little bit more densely packed before we start doing leaves and smaller little twigs and stuff like that. It's not going to get done right now. Whether or not it gets done on this video, it's hard to tell. I got a sick kid in the house. Our oldest son, you know, two of our sons, our other two sons have went through this virus and throwing up and all that stuff. Now we're on number 3, and this has been like a week-long thing. It slowly trickled down. Now the youngest kid is taking all the food in the house, so I guess he's hungry, so we need to... He's taking all the snacks, right? When he's not supposed to?
Yeah, he already put 3 pots of goldfish.
That's not good. Alright, well, it would be nice if I could get that done and even plan it out today, but
and Mom said I can have a Capri Sun.
Well, the labels finally arrived. We got the package, and of course it's nighttime now, and we didn't really get anything done besides what you guys saw. Our oldest son was just a little bit whiny, and he was the 3rd one to get that, whatever that was, stomach bug or sinus infection or whatever, viral apparently, because it's spread from, you know, one kid to another kid over like a week or 10 days. Still got a pretty nice breeze out here, but I feel like we haven't gotten enough done in today's vlog, so this will probably be a 2-day vlog. And hopefully tomorrow we can make some major progress on those that banana circle, kind of like that half-size one. And you know, we got our plant labels here, so maybe we can start labeling some of the cuttings and stuff. Went with these wraparound ones versus the ones you just stick in the ground, like the little vegetable start markers or labels, and it has its own little marker. When you do a banana circle, you're sort of subterranean composting, right? You're burying a bunch of logs, and then maybe smaller logs, and then big sticks, small sticks, leaves, compost, and a variety of other things. You know, to compost, you usually build a mound up above the dip, and then, you know, as that compost down, the dip goes lower and lower. So I'm definitely thinking about, if we have time, cleaning out our kitchen, refrigerator and all again, you know, just like we did when we were experimenting with that magic soil, and putting a lot of that stuff in there to add more nutrients to the banana circle. I keep want to say banana bed or banana mound, which is different than the circle, but one of the things I guess that I would be concerned about is, you know, 1st year banana circle, the mound itself is usually just the dirt that you're digging up. It's not like compost or composting hot material, you know. So how does it fare in that first winter, especially if you're putting it out in the fall? You know, you're planting it out in the fall. Do we need to mix some stuff in the mound as well? Do we need to put some stuff, you know, old grasses, hays, whatever, do nutrient, you know, drenches and other stuff, or just mix things that are not quite composted into that mound near the root system to keep it warm? Or do you just cover, you know, the base of that banana tree once it gets some frost to try to protect it that first winter? And it's another day. Got some more lint here to throw to the birdies. Whoop. Yep, it's almost 7 o'clock a.m. Can still see the moon back there. Maybe that's a better view. Yeah, it's almost daylight, but it's still dark outside. Probably in 20 minutes or so, it's going to light up. Now that we're getting a little closer to daylight, I went ahead and got the plant tags, and we're tagging some of them up. Now, these are the 3 seedling avocados that I grew here. It's possible, because one of them came out of the compost, that it is a grocery store avocado. This one looks different than the others, but it's younger. But just in case, we're going to go ahead and name them Fantastic Egg Cross with Brazos Bell. And if one of them dies, in the freeze or something, we know we know that that's probably not the one. But at least 2 of these are the Fantastic Brazos Bell crosses. Mainly wanted to get them tagged so that when the GHB seedlings come in, we can differentiate these ones that we crossed ourselves with the outside source, ones. The main reason is because, these are our first avocados that we've produced, so that's kind of special. So most likely, we're differentiating this from the GHB, so these are going to go in the ground probably. And yeah, they could take 10-15 years to produce something. Hopefully not, but we're going to make sure we have grafted varieties in the ground that are producing for us, if that's possible. Or long-term success hasn't been established yet, even with these raised beds here. So we'll know in 2 or 3 years how things are going to go. I would imagine possibly just by the next, spring or summer. All right, so we're at our Morris Niagara. I don't know if this is Black Beauty or whatever this guy is, mulberry, and we're going to try to root some cuttings. I think that the black mulberry is a little bit more difficult to root, from what I'm told. A lot of people actually graft them, like the Persian and stuff, but this is more of a novelty here. Doesn't seem to fruit very well. We've had it fruit, a few times, 3 or 4 times, but just not consistently. So I got all different sizes, big ones, small ones, and put them in a 3-gallon pot. We're going to water it, put it in the shade, put a tag on it so we know it's black mulberry. I just gave it a little spray, no rooting hormone. We're just going to let nature take its course and see what happens. And talking to one of our local permaculture people, she says that a lot of people actually get cuttings and request cuttings of the white mulberry. So I think we need to do cuttings from the wild white ones as well. They're good, they just don't have a lot of flavor. They're just like sugar water. And this year we were going to make a pie with them, but they got wiped out before we could get them. The mosquitoes were so horrible. Maybe next year we'll have a longer season or something, so that we can try, add lemon juice to see if it makes a pie that is as good as like the Ruba, Morse Ruba, or hybrids between Alba and Ruba, and see how it is. Our white Morse Alba are larger than the dwarf everbearing black, which is probably the most popular because it has that raspberry kind of dewberry flavor. Great for pies, got tartness, sweetness, and everything mixed in. But yeah, these most of the white Alba wild ones here do not have a lot of flavor. There are more Albas that are, the people have found that are more tart, more red in color when they're ripe. Can almost be like a ruby color. They can be like really pretty. Whereas most of them have that white or brownish color, and they just taste like I said, sugar. This here is our Mary Jane or Himalayan sun. This is a mulberry. And only a few people have this. This is my chance seedling, that I planted the seed. And I gave this to Oliver Moore. And I gave it to a few reptile people because tortoises love mulberry leaves. And it's a great novelty item because it has kind of that marijuana-like leaf on it, or I should say leaf, not leaf. So we just did these in a little 1-gallon container. Not surprisingly, not many people have really wanted this guy because it doesn't fruit. But hey, if we maybe some breeding project people, may be interested in them. So let's see if we can root some. What we have here is a severely neglected black cherry. These just pop up sometimes in inappropriate places, and they're not the easiest to keep alive. I don't baby them or anything, but this guy's been alive for a few years. Probably going to put some of our stink water on here, and then maybe put some magic soil in here to make it a little bit better. Maybe add a little compost or something. But this guy, we can give this guy away as well. So there we go. We got the plant tag on it, and she's, like I said, we're going to do try to get it a little bit more happy before we get rid of it. Looks like some pretty decent soil. This is where the camphors and stuff grow. So it's kind of like this, like granite kind of look. I guess it's like sand and swamp muck mixed together. A little bit of our magic soil goes in. We got a little bit of stink water mixed with some rainwater and duckweed here. All right. We topped it off with some of our aged wood chips here. All right, so we got the white mulberry cuttings here, and it doesn't look super dense, so maybe we'll add some more later. We're just going to water them for now, put them up, and maybe double what we got here later. We took 2 little chaya cuttings, and we're going to put them in these little cheap pots here and see what they do. Push them in there. All right, so water them, put them in the This is our main chaya plant there, and we probably could take more cuttings before a freeze occurs and it just goes down to the ground, but not sure how many people would actually want chaya. But we're gonna just take it as we go, and hopefully there'll be plenty more next season. If we're kind of just putting our fillers out there to see what people want, and if that's a big thing, maybe we'll plant some more in the ground so we get more rooting material. Well, I think we're going to end this as a multi-part video. So this is part 1. We're probably getting long. We don't know how much longer it's going to be. I feel like I'm not done with, the topic at hand here. So I'll see you in part 2.